All right. Well, it is Saturday, so welcome to Zoom. Uh, right now, it's me and Coco on the Zoom. I can show you guys Coco. Coco is happy, but you can see Coco on Coco. Coco is right there. So, figured I guess we're already recording. Did I hit record? I may have hit record already. So, we'll see how this Saturday goes, but it has been an interesting week, and I am excited to just to share what can be shared, and we'll see how. Right now it is 9:16 a.m. So let me make sure I'm gonna check. Oh, I'll hit admit. I'm hitting admit, and so we'll see how. Welcome to Zoom, Patrick. Happy Saturday.
Hello, how are you?
I hear your voice coming into Killeen, Texas. Are you right now in Killeen, Texas? Because my ears, according to my ears are like it sounds like Patrick is in Killeen, Texas. So,
Well,
uh,
I am. You saw that strange guy in a hoodie in a wheelchair? That was me.
oh, okay. Well, good, good. I am excited. Um, I don't know if you can hear my friend. My friend Coco is also excited, and Coco is happy to make it to Saturday. And
Well, good.
you know, it's still the early part of this Zoom. So, oh, and I'm hitting admit, and we shall move to. Right now, there's two of us. Well, three if you count Coco, and Mike C is joining us. And so I am very, very excited. Um,
Well, Eric, you shouldn't admit anything. I
that's true.
mean,
That's true. Deny, just deny it.
deny
We're
everything.
just deny it all. That's I could totally see that as an idea. Just deny it. Were you there? No, no. Did you do that? No, no. Just deny,
No, just I don't know, allow maybe allow,
allow. Oh, there we go. We could
allow or accept, allow
accept.
or accept. Is
Yes.
that better? Maybe. I don't know. I don't know. Accept isn't really a good word nowadays, is it?
No, no, we don't want to accept anything. I can't even accept, that I might be in the middle of Texas, maybe. If tech, I don't know. And Mike, it's good to see you today on Zoom. Mike, how are you, sir?
What are we supposed to accept or allow?
Well, those are the questions that we're trying to get answered here on a Saturday. Um,
I don't know, Mike. Ugh.
oh boy.
I have no idea.
Hey, that none of us know. I'm
There's too much
right.
acceptance and tolerance going on here. I got to get out of here.
You know, every single day I wake up, and the first thing I do when I wake up is I check to see if I'm alive. I check my pulse. I check my pulse. I'm like, okay, okay. Oh, it seems I might be alive. And then I just jump out of bed and everything else starts to just, congeal. I think I'm living in jello. Or what do you guys think?
Ooh, congeal. That's another word. Too much learning going on here. Too many $5 words coming out of
Hey,
your mouth.
yeah, I'm gonna try to quit. I've been trying to stop learning. I've learned so much. I need to
You've
put a
been warned
stop.
about this, Eric, many times about learning.
It's dangerous. Learning leads to so many dangerous things, and we just really can't be having that. Not in this day and age. I mean, there's Mike, I feel like you have something that oh, did I well, Mike, you decide what's most important to talk about right at whatever we're at, 9:20 a.m. on a Saturday.
Well, learning leads to responsibility, and I don't know if I want that.
Yeah. None of it. Hey, you know what? You provided an excellent segue there, even though you may not have been intending to. But so I don't know if I'm allowed to mention music groups that I appreciate some of their songs, but there is a music group called MXPX, and they have a song called Responsibility. And I kid you not, I think I can quote some of the lyrics that they've got in that song. They say, responsibility, what's that?
Oh
Responsibility,
my gosh.
yeah. So, if you get severely bored today, and make sure well, no, actually, if you like music, you don't even got to be bored. But MXPX, and specifically, if you don't want to hear the music, because some people they don't like the style, you can just look up the lyric.
Mhm.
MXPX is the band. The title of
Okay.
the song is Responsibility, and
Okay.
I it may be an idea, percolating on a
Hmm.
Saturday morning.
Ooh, that's another one. Ooh,
Percolate.
percolating. Mm.
Um, the I've got sunglasses on because it's so bright in here. I need to protect my eyes. So I hope you
Mm.
guys don't mind
Well,
if
I did want to share a cool interview, a cool clip of an interview I watched. They asked Tom Cruise about his first experience with Paul Newman, the actor.
okay.
So Tom Cruise was filming the movie. Are you guys familiar with the movie The Color of Money?
A little, just a little, but you
Okay.
can.
Tom Cruise played a part in that movie, and it was shot after he did Top Gun.
Okay.
So Tom Cruise is talking about they're shooting The Color of Money in Chicago in wintertime, and Tom Cruise's character has to wear this leather coat.
Hmm.
So Tom Cruise is putting on this leather coat and he's shivering cold, and Paul Newman is sitting in this like 50s Chrysler New Yorker with an electric heater on, and Paul Newman and he goes, "God, bring the kid over," and he goes, "Sit down, kid." He goes, "You tried your wardrobe on the winter in the summer, didn't you?" He goes, "Yeah, I did." He goes, "Watch and learn. Watch and learn." So it's really cool. I'll send you the clip, but it's really awesome. And he goes, "I never forgot that." He goes, because I think two of my favorite actors of all time are Paul Newman and Clint Eastwood, but they're two completely different. They were both cool in a different way.
Make
Like Clint Eastwood was the bad guy cool, but Paul Newman always seemed to be the good guy cool.
ah Makes sense. Makes sense.
Yeah.
Well, welcome to Zoom. I believe this is Lou. Lou, welcome, welcome. And I know we've met before, and I'm trying to remember, Lou, you may have met Mike and Patrick on previous Zooms, but and if you're welcome, if you'd like to introduce yourself a little bit. You don't have to, but you're welcome to do so if you would like to here on a Saturday morning. So
Yeah, howdy, y'all. Can you hear me all right?
we can hear you loud and
Sure
clear
can.
and in good. So,
Okay, well, perfect. Yeah, my name is Lou Halsey, and I live here in Central Texas. I don't know really what else to say necessarily. I mean, I'm just a plain boring person, and don't really have that much going on. But anyway, I retired out of the military, and so now I don't really do that much, and I just play every day.
awesome.
Hmm.
Awesome. Playing every day. That is approved. You have the blessing of this Zoom to play every single day. But just be careful because sometimes playing leads to learning and learning is scary. I don't we Lou, before you got on here, we were talking about the dangers of learning and I can't remember. Mike, do you remember hey Lou, now your video's working. Good to see you, sir. Good to see you.
Learning leads to responsibility.
And we can't have that. Responsibility, no, no. And actually, I, should I mention, is it legal? Now, I have to defer to some of you guys who've been on the Zoom a little bit earlier today. Is it allowable for me to mention a song a second time on the same Zoom? I mean, can we allow that here on a Saturday?
It's Amex somewhere else, something else. Amex.
Yes, yes. I'll hit admit. And on that note, I'm hitting admit. I'll hit admit. I can wait. We can let it percolate. We've used the word percolate on this Zoom.
It's the second time. Second time.
We can allow it to percolate a little bit while Jason gets his technology up to speed. I see Jason's here. Jason, can you hear us? Jason's getting. We'll give Jason a second to get logged in, but maybe I can attempt to. So MXPX has many different songs, and one of their songs that I appreciate the lyrics to. The title is "Responsibility," and I really I appreciate the song because of the sounds, but I've also read the lyrics and I find it's humorous. And so if you're very offended by humor, then do not look up the lyrics of Responsibility. But if as long as you're not offended by humor, I think you will be okay. So in any case, Jason, welcome to Zoom. Jason, did you
Oh,
how was your Saturday so far?
it's going well, just a little hectic, trying to juggle taking care of animals and got this little squirrel here that's being rather feisty. I wasn't able to get on the call at the right time because of this guy. It's his fault. Y'all can blame him.
All right. Well, we have to decide how many demerits. Somebody, how many demerits is that? No, I'm just kidding.
Is that me or the squirrel? Who gets
Yeah.
the demerits?
You
Yeah,
can
no,
blame the squirrel if you want. I mean, we always seem to like to blame everybody else for stuff here.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
go ahead and blame the squirrel if you want to.
right.
Okay, we're blaming the squirrel. We're giving we'll assign the demerits to the squirrel. We just expect the squirrel next time to not let it happen next time. So,
Because when we were growing up, we were told stuff like blame it on the rain.
oh, there you
Like, you got to
go.
blame it on something, just don't blame it on yourself.
That's right. Blame it on the rain. Blame it on the squirrel.
Right.
Blame it on Eric.
What's that?
Blame it on Eric.
Yeah, hey, I'll take the blame. I'm glad to. It's my
We're
fault.
Hey, if
we're
you're gonna
gonna
throw someone
send
under the
you.
bus, do it right, man. You better drive the bus over them twice if you're gonna throw someone under the bus.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
So you
Let's
back up
throw.
and make sure
Bust
you
the
got it.
buck.
Yep. So
Let's throw. Let's throw Eric over the. Put him down the plank.
have me walk the plank.
Walk the plank.
Kick him. I mean,
Little pirate humor.
yeah. So now
Well, Mikey, it's good to see you. I just want to throw that in there. Heard you had some issues, and I haven't really heard anything other than that. So it's good to see you on here today.
Yeah, I mean, don't ever get a kidney stone. And I feel good
Hmm.
this morning. The last two evenings, it's nasty. I don't know what I can't see in my lower extremity, lower parts. But
Right.
anyway, I'm this morning I'm feeling okay. Thank
That's
you.
good.
Glad to hear that. I'm sorry that you're going through that. That stinks.
You ever had any problems with gout?
I did this past year,
Mm.
and that is
Okay.
painful as well.
Yeah, they kind of go together.
Really?
Yeah.
They're both
Yeah,
products
because
of over-acidification.
say that one more time.
They're both products of over-acidification of the body.
Well, yes, kind of, and it's all, but so some of the problem though is that it comes down to like, because I've got some real problems with gout, And really, I think it comes down to an issue, in my opinion. I really don't know. There's been people that have said no, but I think it's an issue, though, of basically kidneys, though, of your kidneys having the ability to be able to filter. Now, they say a lot of times, though, that it has to do, with diet and everything. I have to call bull crap on that, but
So,
um, but anyway, so yeah, they go together. They go together because, yes, there's basically uric acid buildup that's in your blood, and it causes crystallization in the same way. So if you get that in your joints like that, then it also will happen in your kidneys as well. But
That's
so,
interesting.
so can I try to break this down the way I understand it? Because you said you think diet's bullshit on that,
yeah,
but you just stated that it's a buildup of uric acid.
yeah,
All right, out of your own mouth, you just claimed that. So what we've got is a diet in the Western culture that is heavy acidic. Soda, sweet tea, processed refined sugar, all of the stuff you're going to get at fast food, everything is incredibly acidic.
Mm-hmm.
The pH of your bloodstream has to maintain, and I don't mean maybe, it has to or you die. 7.365 on the pH scale. When your blood starts to go outside of that range, your body has to compensate, which means it starts putting things other places that are not as vulnerable as your vitals. All of the things we input into our body through food, drink, or whatever has to do with what kind of acidity or alkalinity is going into our body as a base product to be able to be then processed. Okay, so we see gout, we see upset stomach, acid reflux, kidney stones, cancer. Every single one of these cannot exist in an alkaline environment. It's been proven, it's been tested over and over and over and over. It can't be done because alkalinity is the opposite of oxidation, which is rust, which is decay. So when we're putting heavily acidic stuff in our bodies constantly, we're creating an environment that our body has to flush it and process it out, or it will die, which means you're putting your kidneys through great stress. You're putting in your body will start exuding those toxins in different ways to try to get them out of the body through gout, through other areas.
Mm-hmm.
That's the link
I,
that I've formed, and I fixed my problems.
so I hear what you're
Mm-hmm.
saying and everything. And I know you don't, so my statement is pertaining to me and through my experience. And, what you're saying, I'm not disagreeing with that, but I can tell you right now, though, that, like my diet, man, I eat a pretty natural diet. I don't drink sweet tea. I don't drink soda. The only thing that I drink coffee every once in a while. I drink coffee in the morning, and then I drink every once in a while too. I will drink a beer. Now I know people, anyway, they
From
talk
the
about,
store? Is it a
uh,
beer from the store or homebrew?
it's not homebrew, but I have had homebrew and I've made it myself. Yes.
Okay.
But anyway, but the point is though, is that I've been dealing with gout now since I've been in my 30s though. And the thing is as well, I have multiple siblings though. They struggle with the exact same thing. My dad had problems with it. And, so what I'm saying is though, is that I believe, though, people are looking for an excuse of what to actually, blame it on and what to call it, though, because people are looking for answers. I really believe, though, it is the tolerance, though, from what I have or what we have. It's just genetics, I
Can I,
mean,
can I ask you a
people
question?
struggle with stuff. Yeah.
Can I ask you a question? Because you say a lot of your family suffers from this and so forth. Um, and I hear what you're saying. How long has your diet been good? Because you say you eat good now. Has it been like that for 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, all your life?
Yes.
It's been basically all your life.
My diet has been good pretty much the majority of my life. Yes. And not only has it been good, I mean, I have been at, essentially at a collegiate level athlete, condition and stuff
I
as
see what
well.
you do, man. Yeah, you crush.
Well,
You're on it.
but I think though, and so I think that that might be some of the problem because when I first had these problems with this, I was actually at Fort Bragg. I had been out in the field as an evaluator for special operations for civil affairs, as a selection lane walker, and I was out there. I was carrying probably 50, 60 pound ruck and had been out walking and moving for over a week at that time. And that's not the first time that, I mean, it's just on a regular basis. And this is what I actually think, though, in my case, the reason it presented itself fairly early is because of lack of water, out
That's a
doing
big
that.
one.
And
Yeah.
I really, I hate to think that, there's possibility of permanent kidney damage, though, because of, some of the stuff of, because you can't even drink enough water for the amount that you can sweat out. And I
Right.
mean, when you're out
Mhm.
in the jungle and the woods and you're pouring down sweat and everything like that. So I think when I have problems with it is when I'm in positions to where I cannot just flood my body with water.
You're getting
Uh,
dehydrated and the toxins are backing up, and that makes a lot of
exactly. That's
sense.
right. That's right. And so that's where, anyway, so that's why I believe though of what I'm talking about as far as diet, goes. And I hear, I've gone and I've seen,
Yeah.
I've got blood else and everything
So
looks good except for your uric acid level. And then they start talking about diet, and I'm like, dude, look, I eat freaking man, I eat, broccoli, I eat
where do you
spinach and
get your milk
everything.
from?
I mean, we buy it,
You buy it from the store? Okay.
yeah,
Where do you
but I
where do you
really
get
don't
hold
drink
on, hold
milk
on.
though.
Where do you get most of your food goods from?
So, well, that
Store?
depends on
Okay, hold
it
on.
is a
Hold
it's a
on. Because
combination.
hold on, you're saying it's not diet, okay? And it's not just as simplistic as, oh, well, and let me just go ahead and say that little food pyramid BS that we were shown in school, that is
Yeah.
not a proper diet. Okay? That's
Well,
to keep you lethargic all day
Mhm.
long, and you probably need
I
that.
I agree. Yep.
So it's about a balance. I really do
Yep.
believe it's about a balance. And just to address the kidney stones, I've brought this up before. I do believe it has everything to do with what we're talking about. I've got goats that most people around here just with through ignorance just call them show goats. Okay, they're not show goats because I don't take them to a show. They are purebred dairy line goats. Everybody and their brother was preaching to me when I first started this. I have to be on this schedule of vaccinations. I have to give them this. I have to give them this dewormer. I have to give them this, or I'm going to have all these problems. All I had was problems until I did a lot more research on their nutritional needs and came to understand that they had to have a balance between calcium and phosphorus. If it got outside of a certain range, which is a 2-to-1 to 4-to-1, if it gets outside of that range one way or the other, they start having problems. Now, calcium and phosphorus are both good to the body. The stuff you eat in your diet has calcium, has phosphorus, manganese, and all these other things. This is why it can start to get a little complicated. Okay. It's not just what you eat, it's how much you eat of what. So if you get too much calcium, not enough phosphorus in the goats, they get kidney stones because the two are not able to chelate one another and process through the body. So you get buildup. And this is what I was talking about toxicity. Toxicity is not about poison, it's about an imbalance of something. So you can literally be eating right, get an imbalance of something, and cause yourself a problem. Does that make sense? And just
Mhm.
the reverse, because gout is another symptom of this. So if the goats get too much phosphorus, not enough calcium, they get, it's not kidney stones. What is it?
Cellulitis.
The medical name escapes me, but it's like stones within the urinary tract instead of, or
Mhm.
gallstones. Gallstones. So
Yeah.
they'll get one or the other based upon the imbalance that they're getting with their diet.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That makes
So
sense.
I don't disagree with you. I mean, I don't disagree. However, what I think though is that so like if you were to put it into a percentage wise though, I think though the people that are experiencing those problems is more along the lines of maybe like 80% though genetics and maybe like 20% of what they eat.
I
You
don't
know,
believe it's
I mean,
genetics though. I really don't think it's
oh,
genetics. So
well, being that I've come from that, I can tell you, I
if
assure you that
all of
that it
y'all are
is.
existing in the same environment, the same terrain, it would make sense that it looks genetic. And I'm not saying it's not. I'm just saying I don't agree with that because I know it's something the medical field likes to say it's genetics, it's genetics. Well, you can't chalk autism up to genetics whenever there was no autism in the family until somebody had autism. And you can't, and that's one thing they do chalk up to genetics, and that's why I'm bringing this out because how is autism genetic? Once somebody's like that, do they do very much reprocreating?
Mhm.
No, they don't
Well,
typically. So how is it
Jason,
genetics? There wasn't any
Jason,
before a certain time. So I think
Well,
a
there
lot of this
wasn't
being
a label
blamed on
before a
genetics.
certain time.
Huh?
There wasn't a label before a certain time.
Do you ever remember growing up and seeing anybody like you do now, autistic like that? Maybe one, maybe two. And you go back a couple
Well, I
more
mean,
generations and I'm saying these symptoms, let me just stop beating around the bush. These problems that we're experiencing, I believe, are from external sources that we are absorbing, whether it's diet, whether it's the air we're breathing, whether it's the water we're drinking, whether it's the beauty products we're putting on our bodies, whatever it is, we are what we absorb. We've all heard, I'm sure we've all learned that the skin is the largest organ on the body and it is a giant sponge. We are a
yeah,
product
I don't
of our
disagree with that
environment.
at all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
well,
So I do believe it's more external sources and not just, I guess I'm just unwilling to chalk it up on genetics because I believe that we were created magnificently, incredibly with a body that does regenerate if we're working with it along the lines that the creator intended for us to. And that's my belief. And
Yeah.
so I go upon that belief.
I agree with that. Um, guys, we've had a couple of other folks join in on the Zoom, and I just want to also kind of check and see if John are you able to hear us? And if you want to unmute yourself, John, you can, but right now, John, you're muted. And also, Chuck, welcome to Zoom, Chuck. And Max, welcome to Zoom, Max. And I think this topic is very important because actually our health and part of the reason that we really got a lot into health on this particular Zoom is Mike's been dealing with some pretty serious health things and um, so Mike, it's kind of up to you if if you want to share any more of what you're dealing with health wise or if you
I,
feel like you know
I would like to ask Jason. He said he had a remedy. He remedied his situation.
I was gonna say I really wish me and you lived closer, Lou, because I think I could probably help you with that, man. I'd at least be willing to try because that sucks. I've suffered from similar issues for a long time, and thank God I don't have them anymore. There were there were a couple of really big differences that I made. One is the water that I was drinking. Um, we don't all have access to good living water, and like you were saying, Lou, the problems you were having is like when you were getting dehydrated. Water's the carrier in the body. The problem is a lot of the water that most people are drinking, though, is structured incorrectly for our cells to even be able to absorb it. Number one. Also, most of the water that people are drinking is actually acidic. And it has other things besides just water in it. So your body's using this as a carrier, and it's not really the great carrier that it should be. So it's not even the cells are not of, or the molecules rather, of the water is not even small enough for your cells to be able to absorb it and thereby flush the cells in your body. Does that make sense? So I did a couple of things. I was suffering from, I don't know, I don't go to a doctor. I haven't been to a doctor since I think I broke my leg when I was a kid or something. I'd been suffering for a long time with like upset stomach. Like my stomach would just be torn up. I guess if you had to put a medical name to it, maybe irritable bowel syndrome. I had acid reflux. Like my gut was making it to where my life was miserable and I could hardly do anything. Even though I did everything, it was tough. Two things I started, well, I've got the dairy goats for a reason. Raw milk. Okay, so I started putting probiotics into my body, good probiotics into my gut. That is hugely important for everything, including your mental health. And I changed the water I was drinking. I can't tell you the last time I had heartburn. I can't tell you the last time. It's been years, years and years since I've had anything like heartburn, acid reflux, even a freaking burp that burned in my throat. Don't have any of the problems like the gout and everything. Now I have other issues, joint pain, problems with my back, and I think it might be just a lot of hard miles. And I'm trying to, work with that holistically. But those are the two big changes I made. I started adding probiotics and I changed the type of water I drank to where it was an alkaline water.
Well,
it wasn't, you
Or
want
it
alkaline
was.
water.
It was or it wasn't.
Excuse me?
You
It wasn't
changed it.
acidic water, right? That's what you meant to
I
say.
changed it to alkaline water.
Yes.
Yes, got it.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
think I reversed that.
Did I say acidic? I'm sorry. No, yes, I stopped drinking and I changed to alkaline water. And even just distilled is fine.
Yeah. I think Max has got some, but also, John, just one more time, I just want to let you know, John, you're welcome on Zoom if you want to introduce yourself a little bit. I know there's several of us here on Zoom today, but I definitely appreciate you, John, being on here. I know that you're very busy. We're all busy, but I always want to make sure that those who get here on Zoom get the opportunity to introduce themselves if they'd like to. And again, you don't have to introduce yourself, but if you would like to, you're certainly welcome to.
Yeah, no, that's fine. My name is John. The reason I had on mute, I'm at this team building thing for my son's rugby team, and they planned this outing the same day as a marathon. So there's all kinds of insanity going on here.
Oh.
But yeah, I mean, I live in Houston, Texas. Known Eric for I don't know how many years now, and had a lot of chances to just get to know him really well. Like to get to know him better because he doesn't live that far from me. And the whole thing y'all are talking about right now, I've actually dealt with in the past myself. So, what I texted you, Eric, wasn't like snarky or anything. It really is interesting because I've dealt with a lot of this myself in the past, and I was actually able to, working with natural things and food and diet and all that stuff. God healed me of a lot of things. Acid reflux, IBS, polyps, actually precancerous cells in my esophagus completely gone. Lost 120 pounds. I was highly suicidal, dealt with deep depression, all gone. Not just because of that, I believe God healed me too, because that happened at the same time I became a Christian. And I think, I believe that God healed me of a lot of those things, but I think it was also leading me towards a path of healthy living because before I'd smoke like 3 packs a day, eat all kinds of junk food. I mean, I grew up in America in the 80s and 90s, right? No parent supervision. You just eat whatever you have. And that's the way I grew up. And, I was more on the verge of morbidly obese and had all those health problems. So, once I got saved, God opened my eyes, opened my wife's eyes, and did a lot of the same things the other guy did, adding probiotics and changing the water I was drinking, changed the way I ate, didn't eat highly processed food, mainly organic, high in green and red colors, red meat once, twice a week, fish and chicken the rest of the time. So, when I said it was interesting me, I really did mean it was interesting.
Well, thank you for sharing. I definitely like when I hear positive stories, people who've
Absolutely.
gotten their
That's
health.
a fantastic story.
Yeah, that talk about a witness. And Lou, man, I hope you don't take what I was saying wrong, man. I wasn't like not trying to beef with you or argue with you. It's just I hate to see you like chalk it up as like, well, this is like genetics and then give up on possibly feeling better, I'd like you to feel better and fix your problem, really. is what it boils.
No, I don't see it like that, or anything at all.
Right.
No, I appreciate your input and everything. I think we had a little bit of conversation like this before though, because I had asked you about, you've heard of Azure Standard then, right?
Yes.
Yeah. And so, I mean, they're actually relatives of mine. And so when it comes to the study of health and everything else, though, I mean,
Got a
just
source.
like the background I've had, I mean, I've had a pretty good background when it comes to organic and,
Yeah.
whole foods and everything and what they actually can do for your body. So, I mean, I get that, and I don't disagree that the stuff that you buy from the store is possibly, maybe not good for you
Yeah.
in a lot of aspects, but so. But anyway, yeah, John's story that sounds pretty good. I wouldn't mind hearing a little bit more
Amazing.
about that at some point.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah.
And can we just to I'd like to
Sorry,
hear a little bit
guys.
of what
I
John has to
unmuted to
say,
say anytime for sure.
but just to bring out an illustration of the profoundness between acidity and alkalinity and why these problems that can build up in our body and take a long time to manifest itself can then take a long time to fix it holistically is because the fact that alkalinity versus acidity is a logarithmic scale. And I don't know if we have a mathematician here, maybe Chuck could do the numbers. But so if you're ingesting a soda that's, let's say, 2.5 on the pH scale of acidity, to be able to compensate and just bring that back up to neutral, which is 7, is not a factor of what, 4.5 or what, 3.5. It's a factor of what, a couple million. It's a
You do
lot.
mean bring it down. You do mean bring it down to 1, which is what the stomach is.
No, 7, which is neutral.
Well, let me reiterate. Bring it down to 1, which is what the stomach is, and the gastric
The
juices, if you
stomach
will.
acids, yes, but then it has to process all of that through the bloodstream and everything else. Correct. I know there are stomach acids. Not all acids are bad. That's like
Yeah,
not
I
all
was going to say,
bacteria are
wouldn't
bad.
it stand to reason that if you would ingest, say, lemon juice, apple cider vinegar, something with a pH of 3, it would be a lot easier than something with a pH of, let's say, 8. Let's say I
Amazingly
chugged.
enough, the
Oh,
body just
let me finish. Let
transfers
me
that
finish. Let
acidity,
me, let
though.
me, let me hold
I know
on.
where you're going with that, Chuck.
Okay,
Do you
where am I
think the body
going?
does that with soda?
No, that's not what with soda. What soda?
Right. I understand what you're saying with
What
lemon
what
juice
no
vinegar.
what soda? What soda?
Mm,
What soda
I
does the
hear
body
you.
use?
I hear
No, no, no.
you. I hear
What
you,
soda?
bud.
I am not challenging. I am
I know.
asking for
I know soda
clarification
is not
because
soda
I
pop,
do not
Coke.
understand the question, which
Hey
I'm not
guys,
understanding what you're saying. What soda?
hey guys,
You-
let's let my let Max wanted to add something. Max has been raising his hand a few times. Max, what did you want to add in?
Two quick ones. I run a group called Health Principles, and I go over this. Excuse me, I don't go over this, but I have doctors and health professionals go over this really well in a nice digestible fashion. So it's not just about you got to believe him or got to believe him. These doctors talk about this stuff, and I want to say something, but I don't want to sound argumentative. When we eat, it all goes through an acidic function, our stomach, then it gets taken away to our kidneys and our liver. Different parts of our body have different pH balances. So staying away from stuff that's full of freaking sugar and toxins is kind of like an obvious thing. But there's no way you're going to affect your pH balance when it has to be at different levels of different parts of the body if you're eating naturally. I mean, that's all. I just wanted to put that out there. So pH balance isn't really something you can
I agree with
directly
that.
control unless you're eating a bunch of garbage. That's all
I
I
agree
want to
with
put
that.
out there.
Yeah. I agree with that. And that's what I was saying to Chuck. And cola, is that a better word?
Cola is a
Okay.
much better
I
word because
understood. Yes, thank you.
what I was
Thank you,
going
word
to
nerd.
say, what I was going to say is not what you thought I was going to say. But I live by three principles: don't hurt people, don't steal their stuff, and you don't speak for me. That's the third one, and that applies here. I was saying baking soda. You can raise your alkalinity with baking soda, but again, when that hits the stomach, that's going to, in my opinion, I might be wrong. There's maybe something I don't know, but in my opinion, hitting the stomach with a pH of, let's say, 8, 9, something like that is going to be harder than if you hit it with lemon juice or vinegar. And what Max was saying, yeah, once it gets past the stomach, it gets absorbed. There's different alkalinities and all through the
Yeah.
body. The stomach
Guys,
regulates them.
we're really tight on time. We probably got about 35 seconds left. Does somebody feel like they could explain in a very quick fashion if somebody didn't get on this Zoom who wanted to be on this Zoom or a positive takeaway? Somebody give us a positive takeaway.
Do your own research.
There you go. Do your own research. Keep looking up. There are solutions when you get your vertical in line, your horizontals will fall into place. So work on your vertical relationship and the horizontal